Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we are looking at a video, the 7 worst exercises for, what was the rest of it? People over 50. Nice. Because nowadays we have classes for fitness, which also includes ballet, Pilates, yoga and bar workout, which are going to be classes for everybody. At least I see that a lot around me and also the places I work at. Everybody's welcome. All levels are welcome, and all ages are welcome. Great. Awesome. But on the other hand, you still have to be a little aware that a person in their 20s is different than someone in their 50s. So, let's see. 7 worst exercises for people over 50. Avoid. That being said, it's not such a disaster because every exercise you do in a fitness class has modifications. So don't worry about it, no sweat. The teacher, the instructor, will give you the modifications, and so you can choose accordingly to how your body is on that day, in that year, whatever suits you best. All right, let's see.
Exercises for people over the age of 50. These are must avoids. I will give alternatives for them as well. And I want to break down, if you like to exercise and you like to move your body and you like to be active and you're trying to be healthy, could you be doing your body more harm than good? And from the table of a doctor that has seen 25,000 plus patients, I have picked up on a few things when it comes to what should you be doing and not be doing and at what age. And I want to highlight my top 7 exercises. So I got the table off so I can actually show you these and show you some alternatives with it. Let's hit it. Top 7, here we go. Number 1, out of the gates. I stopped doing this one in my 30s, all right? So I just don't understand. I just heard of 2 other people in the last few weeks get themselves hurt by this exercise. If you like to put any weight on or not weights, we really got to be careful of deadlifts and squats. I'm talking about bar here, we're bending over, we're doing this. Now, some of you maybe haven't done this in a really long time or don't do it, but any kind of bending right at the waist, you're putting so much pressure on your lower back and your paraspinal muscles, you're putting compression on your discs. Anytime you're putting weight, racking it on your shoulders and going into a squat, you are compressing the spine. You're asking for a blown disc. And the reason this is so important is because you sit all day. Sitting is the new smoking. So because we sit so much, we are compressing the spine. And then when you strain it with weighted squats or weighted deadlifts, I know we're trying to put on some muscle, bro, but it's just not worth it, especially when you get into, I would say 40s, but definitely in your 50s. Number 1 exercise to cut out. Now, the compression on those, I'm okay when the weight is not there, because you're not compressing as much. So we can do air squats all day. I think those are one of the best exercises you can do at the age of 50 or older because it's helping to take care of your hip joints, which...
There you go, there you go. That's why when I teach bar conditioning or bar workout and we have weights, I always tell people if they can decide that they want to use the weights or not. Every exercise you do, you can also do perfectly well without weights.
Hips wear out. The more weight we have on our bellies, the more pressure we're putting on our hips, and that's going to really wear down those hips as we get older. A big concern for a lot of people. Squats is one of the best ways to help open those up and keep them strong. If you are going to do deadlifts, just no weights or very, very light weights, or you can go the 1-leg deadlift, which actually gets you a really good hamstring workout without the compression. We sit. Sitting is the new smoking. Anything that's compressing the spine or weight on your shoulders is going to put a lot of compression on it. Let's stick with the back, shall we? Because it seems to be a problem. Number 2 is back extensions. It's why I brought the table out today. When we're looking at back extensions, I'm okay focusing on the lower back, but what I see people do is get really bad form. So what starts to happen is we're doing back extensions. That's these things right here, where we're extending our arms and our legs. And the problem is people start getting a little wild with it, a little uncontrolled, and we're putting a lot of strain on our...
Exactly. Then you see people moving their arms and their legs as crazy, and nothing actually happens to the trunk of the body. And you can also already see his, what he's gonna say, the lower back.
Paraspinal muscles. These are the really tight ones in your low back that when you get out of bed in the morning, Ooh, it's the sore ones. Putting your back in extension like that and creating a lot of compression in the lower spine. Again, most of us have very tight paraspinal muscles, the big muscles that run right up our back. So, better option for these, I would avoid them if you're age 50 or older, but a better option if you are going to do them is do opposite. One arm, one leg. It's got to be controlled. One arm, one leg. It's a cross crawl. And the reason I like that is because that's going to work on your brain as well, preventing muscle memory, wear down and cognitive decline of the brain, because you're stimulating brain to muscle thinking of having to raise one arm and one leg. So we teach.
Exactly, but again, when you do this exercise, I also teach people that they do not want to start by raising the arm and the leg, but want to start from here, from the trunk of the body, into the core, and then the back muscles. And then when they come up with the body, then the arm and the leg will continue into the movement as well. Because otherwise you get the same thing, people only lifting their arm and their leg and not doing anything in the trunk of the body with their core and their back muscles.
Those, but I would avoid just straight up legs and arms doing back extensions.
Okay, I have a modification of that one. You can also just sit in a cross-legged position, butterfly position, doesn't matter. You can even do it sitting on your chair. And then you could practice a little bit more movement in the upper body. So you can do lift it up from the solar plexus or your breastbone, moving the rib cage a little bit more, and then bringing it up to the back muscles and the open shoulder blades. So you can practice the same movement like this without doing it on the floor on your belly. You can do that. You can totally do that.
Another option that I do like, I'm okay with a cobra, with a stretch and helping just get some pressure off those hip flexors and the muscles in your lower back. But careful of out of control back extensions.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Number three.
Then again, when you practice the cobra, please leave your shoulders down. Please, please, please leave your shoulders down. Don't practice your cobra and then I see this happening, too much tension going on in the neck and going on in the shoulders. No, release your shoulders, bring them up, bring it up, have your neck long, elongated up, have a nice posture here and stretch the front of the body. Okay.
Over the age 50, we're putting our spine into flexion. We're putting our mid back into flexion.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're compressing. I'm not telling you not to do sit-ups. I'm saying they've got to be done.
Don't compress.
So contracting your abs and bringing your head straight up this way, not curling down.
Definitely.
So I see people start to do them and you're just getting them in, but you're putting your spine into so much flexion that you're compressing the spine. So lift as if you're trying to take your nose to the ceiling and keep your core tight. Also, flip it over. Spend some time this way doing planks. The planks are going to help your core out a lot more than just putting lots of flexion in with uncontrolled sit-ups. Number 4.
Yeah, definitely. That I also cue for my people who do Pilates with me, that they have to think a little bit more of mobility of the rib cage, and that they're going to extend the spinal cord out and up, and then out and up downwards. And then you're going to curl over with the rib cage. So you're not going to, like he said wonderfully, you're not going to curl your chin like this and then heist the rest of your body up and get a lot of pain in your neck and your shoulders, and it's just awful. So you want to elongate, you want to keep space underneath your chin, and then you want to curl, and in that way do your crunch movements. Perfect. All right, exercise 4.
My bad shoulder people. Here's one you've got to eliminate. I eliminated this one in late 30s. Rows. So you're taking dumbbells or
Yep.
barbell and you're lifting it up to
Yeah.
your chin. As you lift it up to your chin, look at the position that my shoulders are in. We're in so much rotation and there's so much strain on your rotator cuff. This is actually the test clinically. We would have them lift your arm and then you push down here to see if there's strain on the rotator cuff. That's how I would analyze you to find out, do you have a rotator cuff problem? And this exercise puts you in that position with weight pulling against it. So that's
Total no-go. He's right. He's right about that. I also try to teach my people that you must start the movement with the hands and then the elbows and not the shoulders. The natural way of doing it for people who are doing it the first time, just go. They're doing and we see the shoulder lifts happening like just like he demonstrated in a perfectly way. And that's not what you want from this exercise. You want to work your triceps, biceps, your arms, yeah. All right, you catch
That's
it.
a definite no. If you have any kind of shoulder issues, you're putting way too much strain, it's not worth it. What do I do instead? Let's try some shrugs.
Yeah,
Just hold the weights down here. You can
Yep.
still build this muscle right on your delt, the neck muscles. Get that
Yep.
little figure that you're kind of looking for without straining it by doing upright rows. That's number 4. Number 5, same concept, just behind the neck. Anything behind the neck that we are pressing, dumbbells, weights, any kind of barbell,
Right.
or pulling down behind the neck.
Right.
Look at my posture here. As I'm doing this, I'm putting myself into so much forward head posture. Let's go to the bowling ball analogy. A bowling ball, average 8 to 10 pounds. Your head, 8 to 10 pounds.
I love
Try
this.
to hold the bowling ball out here. How does that go? Not good. So when you're trying to hold your head out here, you're putting so much
Yeah.
strain. So every
He's right.
inch, every centimeter you go forward, 4 more pounds of pressure being put onto your spine with that bad position. So 1, you're putting a lot of pressure on your spine. 2, you're also putting your arms into full external rotation and trying to lift. You're putting a lot of shoulder strain as well. Cut behind the neck presses or behind the neck pulls. Keep everything in front of the body if you're going to do presses. Again, though, you're getting some compression, so not too heavy a weight. I would rather you go higher reps, lower weight if you're going to incorporate any kind of weight into it. Number
Yep,
6.
good advice.
Let's all do this one together, huh? Roll the neck out. What do you hear when you're rolling your neck? I hear like gravel and I hear wrestling neck is what I hear. The reason you're hearing that is because you're trying to simultaneously put your neck into 3 different ranges of motion at the same time. Flexion, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, both ways, right? So you're doing all of those range of motions. Flexion extension is one plane, lateral flexion left to right the other, and rotation being the third. You're doing all of those at the same time. You're putting so much pressure on that joint, trying to force it through 3 ranges of motion. That's why you're hearing the grinding. There's some resistance going on there. I'm not saying you can't.
Definitely, definitely. So that is why when you do a little warming up with me in my classes, yoga, Pilates, or even ballet, I first let you do the down and up, really nice and soft, not too far up because you don't want to the neck. Then you go to the right and the left, just a yes and a no movement. Then when you feel that you are ready to go, you can do a teeny tiny circle just like this. Little. You need to feel space between your vertebrae. Right here. Like he's also telling so brilliantly, you need to lift those discs out. You don't want to compress. You don't want to go in and compress your discs. You want to make space, and when you make space, you can softly roll a little bit, but you can see how small the rotation is right now. And when you feel ready to go, then you can go a little bit, but I'm taking my shoulders along for the ride as well, because otherwise you get exactly what he's been describing with the little gravel sound going on. Not good. So build it. That was my point. Build it.
Move your neck, but let's just move it in one of those 3 planes at the same time. So if your neck is hurting you, let's go side to side and put it through full range of motion. That is okay. Then let's go to the next range of motion. Flexion, extension, just in
Exactly.
that plane. And then we can go to the third one, rotation, left to right. So to take care of your neck, avoid the grinding by just doing the neck roll. Eliminate it, especially over the age 50. I would recommend that for 40-year-olds as well. Number 7, running. Wait, you're telling me to run, Dr. Livinggood? I love to run. I love to walk. It's not that. It's the position you put yourself in. I almost have to pull over as a doctor and grab people sometimes that are running down the sidewalk.
Oh no.
Because I know they're trying to get healthy, but they're destroying their frame. You ever seen this runner? Their neck muscles are literally flaring. You can see the big neck muscles in the front of the spine, and they're just hunched over, or they're doing one of these, and they're just getting their steps in, bound and determined, mentally so tough, so hard on their frame. If we're gonna walk, if we're gonna run, we've got to be really aware of posture. If it requires you to
Yes, preach. Posture, alignment, important.
hunch over in order to get the steps in, I would consider another form of exercise. Maybe it would be better for you to swim at that point. Maybe it would be better for you to bike at that point.
Do Pilates, ballet.
Any cardio that you're doing in that regard, even if it's walking or running, if you have bad posture, sitting is the new smoking. You're holding the bowling ball out here. Get it in tight. Be aware of good posture. I would rather you do higher reps, lower weights, better form, less distance, better form, less speed, especially when you get older.
Yes.
You cannot replace your spine. You don't get dentures.
I'm enthusiastic.
There's no dentures
Waving
for
the
that.
arm.
And when you wear out joints, they are never the same again. Fix your frame, especially when you're over age 50. You got to take care of it.
Definitely.
If you love that video, you can also check out my video on supplements people should avoid over the age 50 as well.
All right, cool. Very nice. So let's bring this one out here. So yeah, sounds really good, and I recommend you look this channel up and see more. I totally agree with this gentleman, and alignment, posture, and just be mindful of what you are doing and why you are doing it. Why are you moving in a specific way? What do you want to accomplish? Which muscle group you want to reinforce, get stronger? Just a little bit of more awareness about what you're doing can help you out so much. All right, go ahead and practice. Bye.